Are you guys following this Diamond Sports stuff at all? What's going on in Major League Baseball?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
I
just know, it connects back to what we're dealing with here. And I find the future of regional sports networks very interesting. There are now 12 markets in Major League Baseball that their teams are totally unavailable on Comcast.
The Braves fans lost the game yesterday before the game started.
They're just cutting them off. Like the agreement came to an end, you cut it off, and it seems like that should be a bigger thing that baseball's focusing on fixing. You need as many eyeballs as you possibly can to grow your sport.
Who decides? I guess I don't understand who decides when blackouts get lifted in markets. Is it Major League Baseball? Is it the FCC? That's the part where I'm a little uncertain on. I don't know why Major League Baseball just buy.
I think that's a baseball decision.
So I was reading through this, and I guess the blackout rules is a part of their contract with Diamond Sports.
Oh, okay.
So it would be in order to lift the blackout restrictions, you would be breaking the contract with Diamond Sports, which if you're baseball,
who cares at this point?
Who cares?
Sue us.
They got to deal back with DirecTV and I think, Charter. There's random cable companies all over the country. But
why have they not taken their league pass and their viewing options? What I've been confused of is why Apple isn't jumping in here.
Yeah.
They are perfect for all of this.
They are. For Major League Baseball especially, because it's a niche region-by-region sport. You want to watch your team.
Yeah.
I just don't know if you're going to buy the whole league package. Just there shouldn't be any blackouts in that. Period.
No.
For anything.
You paid a premium,
national,
yes.
whatever. Just stop it.
Yeah. Let me watch. Yeah.
If I'm going to pay you $150, $250 for the entire season for every game, I want to see every game. I don't care if it's on ESPN or TNT or Apple TV or whoever. Yeah. Let me see every game.
Well, I was thinking this the other day. So you and I talked about this on the air, and this is something, if you could go back and find tape of me probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I was saying the emphatic opposite of this. So I have come full circle, and you've won me over in this argument. I have cut the cord.
Oh, you did?
It's over.
Congratulations.
We're moving on, baby. YouTube TV, here we come.
Welcome.
Now, the only downside of YouTube TV...
doesn't have MLB Network.
Well, that's okay, because I just watched the Giants. They don't have the MLB Network, really?
I heard that yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't watch a ton of MLB Network anyways. I'm watching my team, and I got the MLB app.
MLB TV.
That's how I watch all Giants games. But the only downside of it is there's no Root Sports. So if Jody Allen's cheap ass doesn't buy out of that Root Sports deal, but I'm told she wants to do what's right for the fans, I'm not going to be able to watch Blazer games next year.
Stream East.
And so, sure. There's ways you can find to stream it. I'm probably not going to do that a ton because they're not worth my eyeballs. But
yeah, you had the channel this year and you didn't.
And I didn't watch it. I had it and I paid for it and I didn't watch them. But I was thinking to myself, like, if you gave that, like, how much is NBA League Pass for the season?
Oh man,
like $200. $200,
yeah,
$200 for the year. Okay,
I think so.
So about I think baseball one's about $200, somewhere in that range, depending on which one you get through extra innings or app ad or whatever. Like, if you gave that option to Blazer fans in this market who don't have Root Sports or don't have cable or don't have whatever, you just go buy NBA. Like, how many people would just spend $200? Maybe not right now because of the state of the team, but in a normal year.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people would just buy that and you would have the ability to watch other games, but primarily you would do it to watch your team.
Break it up and pay monthly throughout the season. I don't know what it breaks up to, but if you broke it up over 6 months.
I mean, the season goes from October till April.
Is it crazy to ask out loud? Is it a good business model to just allow the access for your fans to watch the team? You need the $200 for me to watch your regular season 23-win season?
I agree with that take. I absolutely do. But for the people who don't have any other way to watch it, I'm saying there has to be an answer here at some point, because if I were involved in either of these sports, and I know the NBA is likely going to end up getting a pretty sizable TV deal with Amazon and NBC and whoever they end up going with, but just from a region-to-region basis, like that, my focal point would be getting in how many households, how many fans can we create, because we make money when you come to games and when you spend money and all that, and restricting access seems to be holding things back. And it's a major problem in baseball right now, and this has been a while. It existed in the NBA as well.
Yes, but these leagues are also making billions of dollars. They're making tons of money. Now, some leagues, some of the teams aren't raking in the money other teams are, but I just think there's a cost analysis you could do on this of like what it costs to run it and then what it gives you financially to allow the access to it. So what's interesting about this, it's not the same thing, but it kind of ties in here what I'm saying. You allow the Blazers to be streamed for free. Sure. Plus you're on your local networks, Coin or NBC or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So your access is infinite in the entire. There's nobody in the state that can bitch and moan. I can't get. I live out here. Nope. You want it? You get it? There you go.
It's right there.
It's free. Well, you're creating more fans that way. You mentioned the merch. You're probably creating people that buy more merch, become more invested in it. You know what greed is getting in the way of, aside from our television choices here? Did you see what Josh Harris and the 76ers are doing?
No, I did not.
So, closeout game for the 76ers is in Philadelphia. Last game in Philadelphia, Joel Embiid made a comment that we all saw. New York Knicks fans running all over the arena. They bought all the tickets from the Sixers fans. So now Josh Harris and the 76ers are begging and pleading and promising not to allow Knicks fans to infiltrate their building.
Well, the ownership, part of the ownership group just bought 2,000 tickets.
Because they don't want Knicks fans to get them on the secondary market.
They're going to give them away to first responders or something.
Wow.
Yes, because dude, it was a lot of Knicks fans in that
there
building.
were MVP chants very audible for Jalen Brunson in that game.
Yes, there were.
So it's interesting that they want to make all this money, and they're always finding a way to milk us, even though we're all dealing with living in this current, situation. And it's like, is it worth it? Is this really worth it? Or would you actually benefit more by allowing more access, by allowing people to just find it and get it? I know that's not going to happen. I know that's not how businesses are operating, but it's just fascinating that ownerships now are having to worry about other fan bases infiltrating their arena on game day, because Knicks games at MSG are probably $800. Sixers games in Philly are probably $250,
and it's not that far away.
And I can take a train from New York to Philly and then spend a quarter of the price to get in the building to watch my team play. I do that all day. So look what they have to do. They have to buy their own tickets and give them to Sixers fans so they can make sure they don't have other fan bases infiltrate their arena during a pivotal playoff game.
Yeah, it's just unique. So, one of our P1 texted in, MLB needs to drop blackouts. I'm 27. I've never had cable. I have no plans on ever getting it, and a lot of people my age are in the same boat. They're going to lose younger fan bases. They need to find a way.
This is my point.
To get streaming.
Just allow it.
Well, and this is where I think I go back. I don't know what it was like when you grew up, Sprague, and I don't mean that as an age joke. I just mean when we grew up, I remember Blazer games were on NBC. It was a snapper. That's what I grew up watching. They were accessible. We didn't have to have a cable package. They were on NBC.
But you only got...
I know not every single one, but a good chunk of them.
It was just getting something so you could see it somewhere. I mean, when I was growing up, they used to have closed circuit television at the old Paramount Theater. Because maybe 20 games a year were broadcast locally out of a season, and the Blazers were lucky. So when they played the Sixers, the Lakers, or the Celtics, you had a chance to get on the Sunday CBS game.
Yeah.
And that was it. There was, So then there was Blazer Vision, where it was essentially you threw your cable box and that's what it was. And so you paid, I don't know how much you paid, $19.99 a month or something for it.
I think these sports, baseball in particular, the NBA has more of a foothold with the youngs out there. My sport of baseball does not have that foothold with the youngs. You should be bending over backwards to get on as many televisions as you possibly can.
I don't know who the blackout protects anymore.
It protects the cable companies. That's it. They want you to have to buy cable in order to watch the games. There's pockets of this country where, in the middle of the country, there's 10 different teams
that have blackouts in their markets.
Iowa basically can't watch
the Royals, you can't watch Cardinals, you can't watch Cubs, can't watch the White Sox, Twins.
The Twins. It's stupid.
You can't watch any of them.
It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense, and especially in an era where a lot of these regional sports networks, the business model is not there. These deals are crumbling in market after market. We've already had one collapse in our market. NBC Sports Northwest was the home of the Blazers for how long? What channel is that now? Doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right now we're doing the whole Root Sports thing. Well, this doesn't work either. You at some point got to go the other direction. I think it's a bigger issue in baseball. That's why I wanted to bring it up. 12 different markets right now. If you have Comcast, they no longer have the Diamond Sports Group, Bally Sports, cannot watch the games, and baseball should be freaking out over that.
I always find it funny, and you could use the local team, when they were debating, and I think for a moment decided not to send their guys on the road to call games.
God, I forgot about that.
And it was okay.
We're going to have them call from a studio.
Yeah, Travis Demers was not going to travel, and then it was they got so publicly shamed, we're reversing our idea. Yeah, because
no, but Jody's spending all the money. Come on.
Well, I get that costs, and again, I understand. We're talking about billionaire money.
Yes.
We're not talking about somebody with $50,000 a year to operate on. We're talking about somebody with an amount of money that if you were somewhat semi-responsible, you could not spend that money in your lifetime, and they're saving what? $130,000
right, for a year's worth of
for
flights and
just to say
hotel rooms,
to say you saved it. Come on, man. If you can't spend that money, then get out of the ownership business.
Oh, man. Well, we'll see where they go. Baseball, this is not a good problem for them to have. They need the youngs, and you got to be on TV. You got to have eyeballs. They don't really have it right now in some markets, and it should be a big concern for them going forward.